Hey everybody, welcome back to microbeerreviews.com. We've got a brand new beer out of the Highland Brewing Company out of Asheville, North Carolina. This is their Avil. I've also heard people call it the AVL, but that's the only thing I was supposed to say, or be pronounced rather. Avil IPA. It's a West Coast style IPA, pretty cool label. They've redone all their labels this year. That it's supposed to be a revel in notes of pineapple, mango, grapefruit, piney, resinous body. It's 6.5% ABVs. IBUs are 70, which is pretty killer. I've reviewed a bunch of these beers, and I think over time this is a brewery that has gotten bigger and better. A lot of times it goes the other direction. This one was voted Western North Carolina's third best IPA in the 2018 Mountain X Best of Poll. I don't know what that is, but look at Western North Carolina, all the big West Coast breweries, and on the East Coast, in Asheville for the most part, you get third in that, whatever it is. That's pretty damn good. It's got Chinook, Citra, and Centennial hops, 2-roll base malts, Victory, and Caramel 20s, which is pretty standard. So it's a West Coast style, so it should be pretty clear. It says it's got a sturdy malt bill with frames of tropical fruit, lemon rind, grapefruit, and dank hop notes. Brilliant and golden color. Expect a dry, resinous, citry finish. I actually found this for $9 for the 6-pack at a grocery store, actually, which blew my mind. Again, this is one of those where I try not to, but I cheated and I tried it because I was so curious of what it was going to be like. Number one, because of the price, and number two, where I found it. Number three, because I honestly feel like this is a brewery that's really kind of stepped it up a notch. So I realized the light's not great. It was kind of a yellowish color, a little bit of carbonation, nice frothy white foamy head on it, nothing residual floating around. So this, I remember this. I've only had one of these. It's got kind of that, what I call musty aroma, that malty. It's got a little bit, you can smell the lemon. It does not, in my opinion, smell like grapefruit at all. It's got a little bit of this kind of the earthy tones to it, a tad, what I would call spicy. But and also the hops aren't crazy overpowering. I personally think you can smell the Chinook hops the most, which aren't the most aromatic and pleasant hops compared to some of the others. And obviously we've got, what did I tell you, Centennial and Citra in as well. I don't smell any Citra hops. However, that doesn't mean that's what it tastes like. It's kind of a strange aroma. It's not like, again, real fruity, or it's just kind of got this weird little balance between a subtle citrus and a little bit of hops. But as always, why we do this is because of what's in the glass. So, cheers. This is what I remember. So, it's got a very nice, it's not overpowering and crazy, lemon aftertaste. It's not hoppy aftertaste. So most of the beers, the fruit's on the front of the palate, then really pounds you in the back end of the hops. This one is completely different. In my opinion, again, this is why we do these beer reviews. This is a really different IPA. I can see why a lot of people like this. It's refreshing. The Centennial and the Chinook hops are more in the middle, and they're not as potent as a lot of other hops. I don't taste anything in here that resembles Citra. I believe in that it's in there, but it's not at all, in my opinion, a Citra hop beer, which also is why I think it's a very different beer in a very crowded IPA market. It's got this kind of really smooth, refreshing, somewhat thin, honestly. Again, for what we're talking here, what did I tell you? IBUs of 70. I personally don't think it tastes like anywhere close to 70. I'd give this maybe like a 50, which is not good or bad. It doesn't have that pounding hop, really high IBU dankness to it at all, in my opinion. It's more refreshing, which I like. The 6.5% is perfect. The balance between this somewhat lemony, I would almost borderline say this is a lemony style IPA, but the hops that I can taste along with it are a very, very good balance. So it's different, and I appreciate that in again, this crowded IPA market. I've already had one of these a couple days ago. It's good. It's really very drinkable. It's a pleasant beer to drink. It's summer of 2018, and I could see drinking this, 8 months out of the year, and it being a very good selection. So we rate our beers between 1 and 5. I would probably give this at least a 4. It's again, I've said this 8 times. You're probably tired of hearing me say this, but it's a different IPA. Thank goodness, and thanks to Highland Brewing Company for making that happen. If you try to let us know, leave comments on your YouTube channel or website. We upload all the time. I'd definitely buy this one again. I'd give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as always, we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.